shot screams. Fans in the chat throw wild extremes. Jake's got clutches but his spirit won't bow. Cody laughs, Jake wipes his brow.
Shots fast breaks the game. Cody's in the fray, adding to the flame. Ladders they rise, fists hit the air. Chaos erupts without a care. Triple A's warriors and XT's pride. Only one walks with glory inside. Into somewhere we scream and shout, breaking it down, no shout. Into somewhere where we breaking it down. CM Punk, John Cena tearing up the town. Broke half on fire, no one spit it better. Reviewing like a beast, no one does it clever. Cena through elbows, Punk through shade. Chains clang, bodies bang, rivalry displayed. Slammed into the chains like lions in the cage. Toronto crowd wild, unleash all the rage. In the summer, in the summer, the Garden's buzzing, New York feel electric. Punk's fist cracking, Seth's got a death wish, hectic. Cody says, man, Punk looking hungry tonight. Jake nods, but Seth flips, guts all in the fight. Roman stomps through, Rex plans in his strut. Tribal chief with bad vibes, tearing it up. MSG crowd, stunned faces in the stand. Cody shakes his head, this again, damn man. Believe in Joe Hendry's name. Fighting through the fire in the wrestling game. Hardy soar like the legends they defied. Knockouts fight, her power aligns. Mic drop, we analyze every bout. Discussing every twist, don't leave a doubt. Predictions, insights, we break it all down. Into somewhere, best critics around. In the somewhere, we reviewing every bout. Breaking down the moves, ain't no shadow of doubt. WWE, we bring that white hot flame. From praying to gutter, we calling names. Yeah. Turnbuckle tension, the ropes might snap. Jake calling spots, Cody's laying the map. Spaz with the bent, or a joke, then a clue. Breaking it down for the hardcore crew. In the somewhere, wrestling lines collide. Breaking down the chaos, the truth won't hide. Briefcase in the air, who's taking the gold? We're diving deep, stories unfold. Like a freight train crash. Lights out cold in the WWE backlash. In the somewhere where we break it down. CM Punk, John Cena tearing up the town. Broke half on fire, no one spit it better. Reviewing like a beast, no one does it clever.
Their bones turn to dust. Infernal blood stains everything, and may you trust.
What's going on, ladies and gents? Woo! Jake, aka Countdown Ended, bringing you another bright and early Raw review. That's right, it's Into Somewhere, Cup of Joe edition. We're here, we've got our coffee, we're awake. The Vision started Raw, but they didn't really end it, now did they? I'm telling you.
They ended.
They ended, but not ended it. Ladies and gents, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Cody O'Needy. 316. What's going on, broski?
What's going on? I almost didn't get the show up here because, you know, I lost power as soon as Raw started. I didn't get it back until halfway through the show, so I had to watch on my phone for half of it.
Yeah, you got to pull a me and have a lot of fun with it, so exciting.
Who did that to me? Who could have done that? You're muted.
Somebody went ahead and certainly cut your power. I'm adjusting things on the fly. So good day as we went down under.
For tonight's
WWE
stream,
was in Perth,
you'll have
Australia.
a list of people that could have done it.
I know. We're going to go over. We're going to see who took out your power and how. But thank you to the
Liz
one,
did.
the only Unidark. I appreciate you all for listening to them, checking out their Bandcamp. Their discography is unlimited in the amount of music they have. So please check them out in the description box down below. And also, as we get into the full-on spooky season, I want to go ahead and thank the lovely, the one, the only, the Big Bad Wolf. She's been supporting us over on the Twitters. So if you're into cosplay and things of the adult variety, check her out on Twitter, Big Bad Wolf VIP over there for all your leather and tentacle needs. We'll put it that way. This was a Raw. This was indeed a Raw. It was kind of fitting. The overseas malaise, you know, they get a show that this audience doesn't deserve, in the sense of this crowd was excellent and wasn't a whole hell of a lot to cheer for. The ending certainly interesting. I'm genuinely curious to see how this progresses, because I'm baffled. I know we're going to break down the entirety of Raw, but this is messing with my psyche over here, because I don't get it. I don't understand what they were going for with Mr. Rollins now being the crown jewel champion. If he didn't win, they were going to betray him. They were going to take him and beat him down and just overthrow him. He knew it would happen if he lost, so he won.
And it happened anyway.
So is it how he won? Because, you know, Cody Rhodes, O'Needy Rhodes, had to go ahead and get hit by a watch. Seth couldn't beat him, you know, legit. So is that why they lost faith in him?
Beat me legit. So yeah, he hit me with the watch.
Yeah, he couldn't stop you. And so is that what they're going to say? But why? Why have it happen at this point now? Why would they not have betrayed? It's just
Was
a little
Paul in on
baffling.
it, right? Because I was like, because then he raised their arms, right? He was saying no,
no, stop, no. You know, he kind of was like, no, guys, no, guys.
Seth Rollins a face again?
That's what I was going to say. The main point here is, does anybody in the world, and I mean anybody, like anybody, and Courtney, do you want to see a face Seth Rollins? She just jumped out the window. Exactly. See? Point in case. That's going to be a lot of glass to clean up.
I don't know.
You know what this makes me feel like? This
wants
makes me
to
feel like how the crowd felt after Crown Jewel.
So this is going to be a situation.
We talked about how much this win means for Brunson.
The fuck off Saturday, was strong. They went ahead and after Crown Jewel, they just came out in full force on Saturday to fuck off Saudi. I loved hearing that chant on the post show.
Just can't do it with everybody.
Is this going to be?
It's going to be what?
Keep cutting off. Is this going to be a situation where CM Punk and Seth Rollins eventually have to work together?
Oh, doesn't that just go against everything we just did for the last 6 months or whatever it's been, 4 months? June, July, August, September. You know, we went had the creation. Well, actually, longer since Mania, so about 6 months, because we had the creation of the Vision. Seth betrayed. We didn't really betray it. Seth started with Braun. He got them involved. The Brawns started off with just Braun Breaker, but he did it by procuring the services of Paul Heyman, who was put in a very unwinnable and unenviable position between two people. Roman Reigns and CM Punk. They both kind of made him choose, and he chose Seth Rollins. They start the Vision. The whole point is because Seth sees the future of the company in Breaker, in Bronson Reed. Reed beat the respect into him by giving him half dozen tsunamis. What? So I guess I just don't understand, because are they going to say they were tired? Like, Seth's vision of the future was just himself winning and winning and winning by making sure that's what happened with them. But he kept talking them up.
I mean, that could make sense.
They didn't
Because-
like. I guess, but why the disillusion of this formation now is just not surprising in a good way. Again, it's Triple H doing the without really thinking it through. Seth should have lost then. There was no reason for Cody Onidi Rhodes to lose on Saturday. Cody Rhodes should be a 2-time Crown Jewel champion. He should have the belt.
I said to you,
It should have put
said
him
to you this
over.
was gonna. I've said this on Raw reviews for multiple weeks. Do you not see the faces that Bronson Reed and
Yeah.
Braun Breaker are giving him?
But I didn't
Like,
think it would happen just yet, because it really, like, the stars do not align to make this make sense. This is just not it. This is not it. I'm sorry. I don't want to be pessimistic here. I am not understanding why they went with this now. It made sense at the ending. I'm like, oh, we got the vision, but we're heading into War Games and we're heading into Saturday night's main event. So just as predicted and as announced over the weekend via the usual outlets, Meltzer and others, it's like, hey, this is what we're getting. We're getting Seth Rollins and CM Punk, Saturday night's main event.
Well, do you think, as I said again, Seth Rollins and CM Punk will have to be on the same team in War Games?
I hope not, because I was kind of confused at what we got for the initial rumored War
It's going to
Games
put
plans.
Seth Rollins in a situation where he has to team with all his enemies.
Well, we
He's gonna
heard
have to- if he wants to take down his creation, he would have to take down Roman. He would have to team with Roman.
But even
and
that
Punk.
doesn't make sense. Like, he's hated Punk and he hates Roman more than he hates Bronson and Braun. Even though they betrayed him, that's like one thing they did. The other two have fucked each other over rotten 1,000 fucking times. Like, pick something, make it make sense, baby. And I don't know. So thank you guys for being here, for hitting the like button, for subscribing, turning on that bell. As Cody Onidi Rhodes mentioned earlier, we will be live tonight with the Unapologetic and Completely Random podcast. That'll be in lieu of the Raw review. Come hang out with us for a nighttime hangout. We're going to be talking whatever the hell we want. Anything goes. Going to be a bit uncouth and wild. So make sure you join us there. UCR Pod will be live. They had Seth Rollins, the Vision, Braun
Speaking
Breaker,
about all this,
Bronson Reed, Brock Lesnar, and Austin Theory. Austin Theory, a returning Austin Theory, who hadn't even returned yet. Spoil the surprise. Austin Theory included, reportedly, supposedly, tentatively, in this War Games match to be taking on CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Jacob Fatu, Jey Uso, and a mystery partner. So now we're supposed to get Cody taking on either Drew McIntyre or Jacob Fatu, depending on who wins. It seems like Jacob may not win that, but if Jacob wins and he's got to fight Cody, that's kind of, granted, do the face versus face thing, whatever. As he says, Punk, Reigns, you already got to get them to work together. Roman's a pseudo face. He's more a heel. It's a big facade. Jay is slipping. And Jimmy, up until today, made perfect sense. Now his character is ass backwards. What are they doing here? Jimmy, the entire time, has been like, Roman's not it. I'll defend him. He's family, but he's not it. And he only does for himself. You don't need to be like him. There's us, all these things. And then you get there today and you hear Jay being like, he left us again. He's only there for himself. I don't want to see you till Christmas was the line. He said, here we go. This is great. What do we do? And
you know what? I'm thinking of things that they might want to get back at Roman a bit because they're mad at him. So they might team with Seth in War Games. and that's going to get Roman
But
mad.
do you see how much of a mess this is right now? Do you
Well,
see how
Seth's
many
really never
blurred lines? Like
Seth really never hated Jay, though. That's never
still,
really had that issue with Jay
it's
as
like
much.
1 versus 9. It's everybody versus Seth Rollins at this point. And I don't know if they meant to book it in that way, but that's how it's turning out. I am a big sucker for stories. So when you have all these plot holes and issues, and this was pretty easy to get right. These people don't like these people. These people don't trust anybody, but they can work together and coexist. Like, the Lesnar edition was already enough to shake the vision, having Paul be, and then Austin Theory was, a reported member of the Vision moving forward, and maybe that's why he gets Theory to go back to what they had years ago when they were a team. But
take out what he created. Seth won't want to take out the monsters he created.
I guess we didn't really create them. He just teamed them up. Like, they haven't done anything. They haven't gone on a reign.
This unstoppable duo.
But they're not really unstoppable either. They barely won anything. They haven't achieved or accomplished jack shit. Because Bronson Reed finally beat Roman after cheating. Ooh, they haven't done anything in the eyes of fans to be done. They're not champions. They're just not dominant, and I thought the Vision had a ways to go. They didn't do their job. The point of the Vision, as he came out there and said, was these are the future. That's what I see. The purveyor of truth. I go ahead and hold to you. My oracle bestowed the gift upon me of sight. These two are going to be the future of many WrestleManias. Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed. Let's see what they got. And instead of elevating them with himself, it was the Seth show. He had the ruse. He had so the breakup tonight, the betrayal, all of it. Why not cost him at Crown Jewel? Why not fuck him over then? He told you not to come out. You should have. Parallels of Roman. There were so many, and it's not because, it's not how I wanted it. That's not what I wanted at all. It just doesn't feel logical. But you got to give him a chance to explain it. Granted, this again feels done in the DNA that is embedded in Triple H's booking spirit, and that is shock above all else. He wants to get reactions where people go on Twitter, on X, on Instagram, on TikTok, and oh my God, I can't believe what I just saw. Doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't have to be logical. It doesn't have to lead to anything else. It's just for the moment, the social media moment. He wants to be trending worldwide. That's the goal of WWE right now, to be on the minds of influencers, because those are the only people that can afford tickets.
Got it a little mixed, because I don't think Braun and Bronson were acting like Barney the dinosaur saying, I love Seth. Seth loves me. They've been giving him those.
They gave him side eyes, but it's just for them to put up and deal with all the shit. Why now? Why help him at other times? Why miss out on things? Why not? I mean, we got to see how it pulls itself off, but I don't know. I'm just, this is not, it's not great. It's not interesting.
They used Seth. That's what they did. They never cared about. They used him.
Maybe, but they used him for what? To get ahead? How? What did they do?
For Bronson to have that accomplishment of beating Roman. Roman doesn't get pinned very often. So that is.
I still don't. I mean, Seth was no factor in that. Seth didn't do anything. Didn't tell him, hey, this is the weakness. This is how you do. Like, there was. Bronson Reed destroyed Seth Rollins.
Bronson have gotten that opportunity.
Possibly.
Bronson wouldn't have gotten that opportunity.
I beg to differ, because Bronson Reed was in the goddamn War Games match destroying Roman last year. Destroying everybody until he broke both of his ankles trying to tsunami Roman out of the match.
With Roman and Bronson.
Sure there was. He climbed up to the top. Again, right? He climbed to the top of the cage.
What else did they do?
Nothing. He was injured. He got carted out of the ring by a stretcher.
But
so they brought him back in with the Vision. So they didn't give Bronson Reed a chance to follow up on it.
Roman's problem was Seth, though.
But guess what? That's not going to last forever. And the point is, you could have had Bronson Reed come right back in. I was going to take out Roman with the ultimate tsunami. Punk got him out of the way. There's ways to write it. There's ways to do it. There's ways to have it. I'd rather see Punk be champion too over Braun right now, Breaker, because I want Breaker to be champ, but just not yet. Like, they had him in the IC title. It's working, but there's more to build still. There's more to add to. There's more layers. With this, it feels like, hey, we got the surprise and we'll figure out the rest later. And the reason I feel this way, and I feel a little justified, is the John Cena heel turn. You know, it wasn't that long ago where we had all these ideas and all these justifications, and how do they follow it up? They didn't for weeks, and then it turned out to be shit. I want to enjoy this, I want to like it, but these plot holes and the arrogance in their handling of story. I mean, you and I equally, I am just as bad as and guilty as you at this point. We're both guilty for going ahead and we're both making leaps and assumptions, but that's because we don't have any facts or character developments or points to build off of here. Bronson Reed got injured in the War Games match. He was ascending. He was part of that team. It was becoming something, and then he got hurt. So he was gone. He missed Mania, all these things. And when he came back, we could have had him and Roman continued. He could have had that match. It would have been logical. He didn't need Seth. What did Seth do for him? I don't see anything. Braun Breaker lost more matches teaming with Seth in the Vision than when he was with them before. He was a dominant IC champ. He was destroying. He gets with Seth, and now he's losing because they got to rack it up. Seth lied to both of them in story and didn't tell them that he was not actually injured. It was a ruse that he kept from them so nobody would know, so he could get Punk, which again made no sense. But it was all for the betterment of Seth. But they haven't overly pushed that. All they said was, with that great promo in the back, Paul Heyman basically laid it out on the line. If you don't win, these men are going to not believe in you anymore. You lose the faith. You lose the locker room. You lose. Good day, sir. You know, now we see what? Seth gets squashed and beat up by his team. So how is he going to stay a heel when he's betrayed? But what makes him a face? And does anybody want to see the cackling, needs a new theme song, especially now that'll never happen. Seth Rollins. I didn't want to see a face Seth. He just turned heel at Mania. And now you're going to possibly turn him again?
I was just trying to keep live with YouTube. Are we live on YouTube?
We were. I don't see why we weren't live.
I don't see us live on there. I don't know.
That's weird. It said, did Punk put Jake to sleep?
It says upcoming.
We were live on Twitter this whole time. Apparently YouTube, the server didn't connect. So we've been live for like 22 minutes. So that's unfortunate. YouTube hates me today. We've been live, folks, and I've been ranting and raving on Twitter endlessly and Rumble. So thankfully the show's there. I mean, I can put it up in full, but we've had some issues. We've had a lot of tech issues. We obviously couldn't get Cody in the stream to begin with last night. It just didn't fall through in succession. I've been reading the chat and I've been like, yeah, you said, well, this war changes games, looks that way. I'm thinking
It's funny how they were talking like they were interacting with what we were saying.
I thought we were live. It said we were live, but apparently my computer just is not sending out the signal. So I've been ranting and raving for the last 20 minutes to basically myself then. Granted, wonderful. My big thing here is we'll have to go back and recap what I said, which is going to be difficult because I've been on one hell of a rant. Motherfucker, this day wants to screw us. We'll be live tonight. That's right. Look, we had the intro. We had... And then we had me here and we said some stuff. That's right. Fuck off, Saudi.
Okay, let's give the rundown. We said that Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed didn't make sense in a breakup scenario. Then we talked about, is Seth Rollins and CM Punk going to coexist and team up? Because you know how WWE loves, can they coexist? All of that.
Yes.
And then we said, doesn't make sense, though, whatsoever, because, like, Seth and Cody Rhodes' story was if Cody Rhodes beats Seth again, then they're all done with him. But Seth beat Cody Rhodes. So what was the point of that whole lead up to Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins?
You nailed
and
it,
all
my
that
friend.
junk? So I think that's what we talked about.
Here's the thing, like it was just, it will be uploaded in full, so you can go back and catch it all. It's absolutely devastating that this is what comes of it. That for months now, they went ahead and they built Seth Rollins the heel. Does anybody want to see Seth Rollins the face? Does anybody give a damn about Seth Rollins being a face? Absolutely not. And again, a little bit of house cleaning. Shout out to the big bad wolf. It is spooky season, so thank you to her being right over yonder here for being a friend of the show. If you're into cosplay and adult spooky time, bondage and tentacles included, make sure you check her out. Big Bad Wolf VIP on Twitter/X. Thank you to her for being amazingly awesome and supporting the show. Also, shout out to XSplit. Into Somewhere is powered by XSplit. You can go ahead and get yourself 20% off XSplit Premium by using code BANANA at checkout. So thank you to them, and thank you to Unidark for providing the soundtrack to Into Somewhere. You can check out their new album, Satan Icon, on Bandcamp. Links for everybody, all friends of the show, in the description box down below. So shout out to those amazing people. And again, thank you all so much. Yeah, this is greatly disappointing. Seth Rollins, no one wants to see Seth as a face. Baby, do you want to see Seth Rollins as a face? Yeah, that's why you jumped out the window. Jesus Christ, that's going to be a lot of glass to clean up again. No one wants to see Seth as a face.
A second time?
Mm-hmm. We're doing a lot of repeating here, my friend. Technical issues be damned. We've gone ahead and we've had Seth for months now do nothing for his team. He had Bronson Reed was on top of the War Games cage, coming down on top of Roman Reigns. CM Punk moved him, but Punk really didn't get him out of the way fast enough.
We're going to go on repeats here. I need to know who got my power shut off during Raw.
Yeah, true. We're going to have to investigate that tonight when we go live for the UCR podcast. Unapologetic and completely random.
In the live chat.
I think you were trying to blame Liz. I said that's not the case, but we'll see. Somebody's coming after you.
Look at those previous chats. Like,
I know.
Fired.
We're going to have to investigate it. We will look into that and more. And I also I forgot I should go back as well because I woke up covered in drool on this desk with a little bit of pie stuck to my face, and my shithead daughter had managed to go the ahead and put some sleeping pills in that pie. So I told her she couldn't go out with her friends. I come to, her and the car are gone. Granted, I also can't find Puppet Jake. So when I get done with the review, I'm going daddy hunting and laying down the law. We'll find out more on UCR podcast tonight. This is terrible to me because Bronson Reed had the chance to face Roman without Seth being involved. Bronson Reed tried to take out Roman. Punk didn't get Roman out of the way just in time, so Bronson Reed had to land on his ankles, and they went kaput. They blew up.
See, I forgot that happened. I don't know why, because we were talking like,
yes.
Why didn't Bronson Reed and Rowan face after? He was injured, dumb fuck. Oh,
exactly.
Yeah,
he was injured for months and months on end. So he just came back. He missed Mania. But it is hard to forget because they haven't really exemplified this at all. A lot of shenanigans, a lot of bullshit. We could have gotten that match. We could have gotten that to happen. No, I know, but we're both making assumptions. There's no logic here. There's just holes in the story, and that's immediately what ruins wrestling for me.
I'm trying to make logic
gaps.
We have to try to find the most generic logic, like in this, why it could happen. We have to create our own fantasy logic. Why
Seth Rollins with the Vision had a great promo, a back and forth with Paul Heyman that said, hey, if you fail, you lose the locker room. You lose the faith of your team. No one will believe in you. No one thinks you can get it done. So if you fail, you know what happens. And then he won. So why in God's name did he need to beat you, Cody Onidi Rhodes? I believed in Cody Onidi, and you know what? This
point, Cody Rhodes should have just won,
He
right?
should be the
it
double
would've-
crown jewel champion, back to back, that accolade back to back, Rumbles back. They should have had this guy with every accolade under the sun. Why? Because Seth doesn't fucking need it. And they can keep that story going longer that Seth can't get the job done. And that's why the Vision broke up. He couldn't beat Cody. That's his ultimate, fucking crux. That's the thing that stops him. There was no reason to rush this. They did this. Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. Bronson Reed, like I said, I keep thinking I said Braun Breaker before, but Bronson Reed was coming down from the top of the cage and destroyed his ankles and was out on the sidelines. Braun Breaker was winning more when he wasn't with the Vision. The two of these people were doing far and above better. Seth's entire promo, he was like, basically, I could do it without the help. I don't need the Vision. I get that, but it's still like this has been it for weeks. But all he's talked about is how these two are going to be elevated. But when all that's been elevated is himself in the title picture, he lied to both of his men, saying, "Hey, look, I'm injured." For no reason at all. You didn't need to do that with the ruse with Punk. So many times. And again, as I say with Triple H, and the reason I feel justified in feeling guilty is because we've seen it happen with John Cena. They had this amazing heel turn moment to get the internet trending and responding and everybody gasping. I can't believe it. And then they had nothing to follow it up with. We had no response for weeks. Look at how they followed it up. Does anybody... Oh, we got to get face Seth Rollins. No one wants to get... I mean, that can't keep him a heel now if he's being betrayed by his own... Paul Heyman, all of it. Like, he's like, no. They're killing him, and then he's raising their hands. Maybe they could be baby faces, but they were only cheered because of the hometown advantage for Bronson Reed. This just feels messy. It feels confusing. It feels convoluted. It feels just more confusing than it should. And yes, they'll go ahead. They'll explain it shortly. They'll bring this to light. Maybe, but I don't think immediately there's going to be much saving this. They could have beaten Cody, not just because I love Cody and Cody Rhodes, but they didn't need to beat Cody. They could have had Seth lose, and then it makes sense for this. He won. Oh, I don't need help. But he's still saying he's trying to build you guys as the future, and you're going to be everything. He's got the title now, so he can prep for you guys to have it then. TNA, NXT, firing, on far better cylinders than this. Especially NXT. TNA'd it a few times last night, but overall, we had a blast and a ton of fun, and things are lining up.
I want to know what stash Triple H and TK get into every week, because
there's something. They're getting into somebody's supply. And thank you guys, as always, for hitting that like button, helping us, as always. Make sure you're subscribed on YouTube. Hit the bell and notifications on, please. If you're on Twitter, make sure you're giving us a follow on Rumble. Follow as well, because we'll be live tonight.
Tony Khan and Triple H are battling on who can be more illogical. I think that's what it is. Who can book a stupider storyline? Who can book a dumber...
Who can kill their talent first? Kota Ibushi, Godspeed on the heel. He broke his frigging femur. You know how difficult that's the strongest bone in your body. That spill. He's on Josh Alexander's shoulders, and Josh goes to move. He falls backwards, and he landed with such force straight down. Ruse? Oh no, he saw the injury. He landed with force straight down onto his basically his thigh and his leg, and it pretty much blew up. He said that the bone was sticking almost through his leg, and it was the most painful thing ever. So, thoughts and prayers.
The Vision thing.
Yes.
There could be a thing where it's a ruse, where Seth Rollins is faking it again, like told him to do this.
I know. This is another consideration. This could all be, oh, look, they made us think that they betrayed him, but really they didn't. But I mean, do we need more swerves on top of swerves in the crash booking?
Like
Russo-esque?
What's the swerve on this one? Like the trick Punk again? Like,
yeah.
They're not
Now
gonna help
he
him
has
out,
no
which is very
backup, and the vision is all gone, and he's going to beat
Then they're gonna
Punk
help
on his
him
own,
anyway.
and then they come out and help him. So why not just come out and help him? Oh, well, this way Punk knew not to get backup. Punk probably wouldn't have gone back. Like it's a hat and a hat and a
Who
hat.
does Punk have for backup right now? He's not really on good terms with LA Knight.
Nobody.
Or
That's what I'm
Jay.
saying. LA Knight and Jay and Jimmy. And here's the thing with them. Oh God, like Jimmy, Jay, all of it. So Roman never really turned face. That's been my complaint for ages now. He's still a heel in a face body. He's the devil Santa. You know, he's got the red outfit on, but he's still got horns. He wears a suit and tie, but he's got horns, unlike you and I. The devil
And
is
who's
in
the good
town.
Santa? Bad Santa, good Santa.
There is no good Santa. It's just bad Santa.
Oh,
That's it, my friend. And
damn it.
we look at everything with this. So instead of Jimmy, who's should have been the one, as we said, to DC Roman and usurp the king. We've gone through the tribal chief and you know that whole bloodline story many a times, and lineage and all the things that should have transpired. Here's the thing. So now Jay is acting a bit like Roman, and Jimmy's been trying to showcase that, like, hey, you don't need to be Roman to get ahead and all these things. And now it's backwards. You have Jay being like, forget it. Roman left us. He always leaves us. I don't want to do it anymore. And Jimmy's like, no, he's family. We defend him. And it just feels out of character for both of them. Like they flipped for no reason. And then I was like, all right, at the end, maybe we'll see Roman come and do the save for Jay. And no, that's not the case. All right, so he's really done with them. He doesn't come out at all. So now do we just not see Roman until Christmas, like he said? Yeah, he's rumored to be in War Games, but again, that doesn't sound
Well, here's the thing
fantastic.
with all this. So back to the Seth ruse thing. Then
Yeah.
we'll get into that. Like, if this is a ruse, like eventually a betrayal is going to happen. So how are we supposed to believe that's now?
Yeah, and now we get another betrayal and another betrayal, and which one is the real betrayal? And that's the thing. Like once you say, "Oh, this didn't really happen, you fools," it's from like with the injury. Now it's hard to believe anything. That was a legitimate, honest to God problem for Karrion Kross. And we've had this confirmed. I actually spoke to one of the talent in AEW, and it wasn't just rumor and hearsay and a facade. It was true. People thought he was still working with WWE. He was still hired, and this was all a storyline. He got on his... So no one wanted to talk to him in AEW because they didn't want to do contract tampering. MLW and House of Glory and all these places were waiting for a long time for him to be done with his story, and they're like, all right, he's going to come back out on Raw. And he's like, guys, it's legit. They and we know what happened. They didn't want to offer a contract to Scarlett. He knew that. They've pulled this before. They said, we'll take care of her after we sign you. He's like, not going to do that. Why can't we know why we're getting this offer and what we can do about it? They didn't reply any further, and that was it. He's booked half of 2026 already overseas, and they're doing great things, but this is unfortunate. You know, there's quite a few people that I look and makes me wonder, how do you not capitalize on them? Like we saw everybody, we want Cross. Now you got him. And everybody was and going nuts, and that groundswell of momentum came down to a contract that they didn't want to pay, when they likely would have made more in merch alone. It shows that the machine has their ideas, has what they want, and if it's not under their plan and if you're doing anything organic nowadays, save that for the indies, save that for AEW. You're getting over on your own, it's going to be like back with Vince. You're not going to get penalized for it, but I don't know. It's upsetting, all of it. Like having the ending with Division. We opened with Division. It wasn't a great promo. Rollins gloats the entire time.
To be fair, I mean, AEW does do that, like bigger organic sales, and look how their company can be sometimes.
I know. Well,
with
that's
it.
because
So I
Tony
get
doesn't
being
capitalize
manufactured a
fully on
bit.
those organic moments. He allows people to get over. He just doesn't fully strike while the iron's hot. He waited forever.
I think there has to be
Look
a
at the
little bit of
Acclaimed.
manufacturing in there. You
This
can't
is a
just
fact. Well, that's what I'm
rest of it.
saying. You gotta have the office behind you too, and the crowd loved the Acclaimed. And by the time Tony got into it, it was weeks after the peak of it. And then you're doing town halls, scissors segments, and all this stuff, and it never really
Same
got
type
to
of
the
shit
glory that
Vince
it
used to
wanted.
do,
It.
like when
Yeah.
like he didn't want to push Rusev, then he finally caved in. All right, let's make fun of it. Then I guess Rusev did, but never capitalize on it or whatever. Same kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, AJ just kind of disappeared as well tonight. That was a thing that happened too. Seth's a wanker chants early on. It wasn't as raucous as the fuck off Saudi chants.
We talked about how much this win means for Brunson.
Those cracked me up. But we get the Seth's a wanker, and you don't got it. That was funny. The crowd is erupting when Heyman and Seth embrace. He says, "That's love. Ain't no shame in that, baby. That's love." You gotta get the whiny voice going on. That's everybody's favorite baby face. Sounds like how my neighbor orgasms. You can hear it from the basement.
Seth is just someone you make a permanent heel, right? You don't ever.
And here's
I'm just getting
yeah,
mad.
no, I agree because he's never been a great babyface. Like even as the Kingslayer, was he over?
Oh.
Yeah, like him coming out on that NXT Takeover show and be like, "Fuck you, Triple H, I'm the man." That kind of shit, and I'll take you down.
It's
Like
not
that
his
was
fault.
cool.
Not everyone plays a face well.
But once he wasn't against the Authority and Triple H, his face character died a death. And now how I can say that confidently is we talked about it in one of the shorts that kind of went mini viral on the channel with me referring to 6 years ago with Hell in a Cell and everything that transpired there. I mean, that was a total disaster. And
hey, that's a little fun segment we can do tonight for our second stream. Better as face heels.
Yeah, we were
Get
mentioning
a list of people, like 20 people.
Yeah, we were talking about who's face and who's heel and who's better at it. So yeah,
It's too soon
check
for him
this
to
out
get the
quick.
belt. That's what we've been saying for months. I am beyond baffled right now that this is what they came up with. So you made him look indestructible, like a Terminator, like a monster, like a zombie. He just kept getting up, hit after hit. Then you do all these things. So the ref calls the bell.
Listen to those boos, the AEW chants. Dynamite was just about to start then, too.
When was this? This was in 2019, right?
Yep, 6 years ago and a couple 100 pounds later. I have seen some changes, right? Granted, that...
Upgrade over then. You went from co-host to the host,
Right, and down, like I said, a few 100 pounds and some nut hair, but...
A few hundred.
Several hundred. Let's not forget, though, that was probably the worst finish, not just to a Hell in a Cell match, but to a match in general. Possibly ever. But especially that it was Hell in a Cell and no disqualification. We've gone to death with that, but just cool to bring back the thoughts of yesteryear and acknowledge that, hey, that shit sucked. Seth Rollins here again, not a great babyface, but he in the as a heel, it's a little bit more tolerable with the whining in it because it makes sense. His lavish outfits, all of it. But here in his promo, as much as he's gloating, and in case you didn't know, you wankers, this is my vision. Like he makes sure to he's putting himself over. Yes, maybe we could have seen this coming a bit later on tonight with all of the self-grandizing motives that Seth had. But Seth goes ahead and basically then turns to Braun Breaker and said, "Hey, 6 months ago, we were questioning your potential, but now you've flourished. You're the future of the industry." And then he said Reed was on the shelf and couldn't have beaten Roman Reigns. But with me, I gave you every bit of knowledge, and you beat him. You destroyed him. You are the tribal chief. And he raised acknowledged him and raised their hands in the air. So he's like, I don't need anybody. I won the title on my own, which he did. He said, I didn't need the men in the ring with me. I chose them, and they chose to be with me. He's like, I'm a revolutionary, and he held the title up, and the pyro goes off, and shitty repeat promo, but certainly didn't signal the end of the vision to me. This was not a premonition nor a tease of things to come in my mind. The revolutionary here.
I mean, we can harp on this
it?
for the whole Raw review, and I don't blame us because, like, this is like the most, I guess, notable thing that really happened.
It truly is, yes. And the thing with the most discussion, because we already knew we were getting CM Punk as the winner. All of today was one major. Gotta get it copyrighted. Foregone conclusion. That's exactly what it was. It was all one major foregone conclusion.
They did this to Seth. Does this automatically turn Becky face as well?
Yeah.
Because they aligned Seth and Becky, right? So does this automatically? You get what I'm saying?
No, I get it. I get it.
The Soul Snatcher, because I think it could.
Because they are featured on TV every week together. So
yeah. And you would think,
does that automatically
as much as my nose drive me nuts, I don't know. That's the problem here. I don't know what they're going to do.
Back to being a face because
How does Becky go now? And see, I didn't expect Jay to win because Jay was busy with his own storyline and stuff with Roman and his brother, and
I think Jimmy might start a feud soon. I'm not sure.
We'll see. It could be. But like you said, they're just Stewart. Who was that guy? I don't know. Some fat ass. But granted, yeah, this was
may I ask what happened to LA Knight's heel turn?
Right? No, that's not coming. I'm glad that he's a face. He's better as a face. Love him.
I knew that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
Because they never capitalize off that. The issues were with LA Knight and Jay and that stuff. See, this is what I hate about Triple H. It's really just about shock factor at the end of everything. Like, you can't follow up on any story at all.
We had no Becky tonight, but she is going to be taking on Maxine Dupree next week for the title, so that's interesting. But here's the thing. The babyface team reportedly, for the women's War Games match is Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, Charlotte and Alexa, so the women's tag champs, that makes sense, and AJ Lee, not Dragon Lee and AJ Styles, but they got to break the glass for emergency. They got to whip her out again. Who are they taking on, though? Obviously, Asuka, obviously, Kairi Sane, obviously, Nia Jax. Then you got to throw in who? Becky Lynch, because she's a heel. All right, she doesn't really fit with anybody else in there except for who? AJ Lee. Are they ever going to have a match? God knows, but something's happening. Hey, the hard drive's going. Look at that.
Honestly thought
We're
they
still
were doing
here.
a match at
I thought they were going to get their match. I thought maybe at Survivor Series they would get a match at least. I guess now they'll push it further out. Still, maybe Saturday night's main event when Cena is retiring for his last
Twitter
match.
Question for you for our Twitter folks. Speaking about story.
Mm-hmm.
Stephanie Becker is feuding with Roxanne soon, right?
Yes, that's the reported plan going forward. Oh, hold on really quick before we get too far. The last person in the female War Games heel side is supposedly Lash Legend from NXT. So interesting to have Becky, Asuka, Kairi, Nia, and Lash Legend. Might be where we get her there and then she just kind of...
R-Truth winning the Rumble moment?
Yeah, we'll see. So,
I guess, could that make sense, though?
Maybe, depending on what they do with her when she comes up.
I don't mind Lash, but, like,
Yeah.
It wasn't meant as an insult towards. I don't know, but I don't think that.
Yeah, we're going to get into the Roxanne stuff in a minute. So, do you have anything to add about Dominic and Penta? Because this was a good match.
I mean,
Dirty Dom got the Cody O'Needy Rhodes treatment. The Dirty Dom,
see it.
This crowd was great. They were great the entire time. No doubt
after
about it.
Mania, they just liked him.
Yeah.
So it just
Well,
went
he's
from
been
there.
liked for a long time, and he's earned it with his in-ring ability, his character, his online work. You know, everything he does with social media, and his extreme sarcasm and crassness has really done well for his career as a whole. Fans want to cheer him. He's still being a smarmy asshole, but it's their Dom. It's their Dirty Dom. It's their guy. Rey Mysterio
So
doesn't
do you
exist.
think a face is going to work for him when Liv comes back?
I think it still could work. Yes, I think he could be a very big
Is it
overface.
going to be like MJF kind of style?
No, I think it's going to be like Eddie. I think it's going to be like his
Eddie.
true dad. I think it's going to be like, you know how Eddie could lie, cheat, and steal as a heel and piss you off, and then as a face, it was like endearing, and you're like, that's our scumbag kind of. Not MJF where he's an asshole, but the MJF side that didn't work for him, that shouldn't have happened. See, as where Dom can manipulate it into such a way and mold it to better serve his character, I think this will work very well. People are already doing the Eddie chants, the Three Amigos stuff. Really great match here, but again, going with the theme of the show, foregone conclusion. That's exactly what it was, a foregone conclusion. That's what we got here, breaking into the ring. These two get a great introduction from Alicia Taylor. Fans singing Dirty Dom. They trade chops. They kill each other. We get head scissors. The one thing I want to say the most, and besides thanking you for helping us get back on YouTube, Sir Cody, we have to know that Jesus fuck, there was an obscene amount of commercials this morning. Oh my God!
Absolutely, yeah. We were texting about a messenger how many commercials there were. Commercial out there. Fucking commercial. Holy shit.
Shock ending, yeah, but most people missed it because of the other commercials. There was just an obscene, obtuse, interfering amount of commercial
breaks.
Would you like a
commercial for that commercial?
Would you like a commercial for your commercial? I mean,
I would like
seriously,
a commercial for my commercial.
It's
would
like
you like a commercial for my commercial.
That commercial. We're getting into it, and it's like, oh my goodness, Penta climbs up to the top, and does your ass itch? Get Jake's ass cream. Like and then you're like, oh, Penta climbs to the ropes, and for all your Valtrex needs, avoid herpes today. Like it was just so often, and I recall a time. I remember Small Afro Games. Jaron Walker, shout out to the real past to the past. He was live when they unveiled the Universal title, and he was like, "That's a piece of shit," and that forever stands out in my head. He gave me WWE trivia on his channel years ago before he took off, and I did miserable because I'm terrible under pressure. But he cut this great video together of what it's going to be like when Raw is on Netflix, and he had a gun running around. You know, it was just like all these things that we're going to see. I said, remember when we hoped Raw on Netflix would be free from the FCC,
Speaking about that,
free from cable
Travis
restrictions?
Scott came to your house that one time?
Yeah, and then
What
no more. Just like Fiend, we didn't have that theme anymore. I was like, oh, Netflix, we're going to have fewer ad breaks. We're going to have a shift from PG content.
Boy, were you fucking wrong.
I was very fucking wrong. I didn't so much care about, I'm not a big proponent of like, oh, we have to get away from PG, because it's not that PG right now. I don't feel like they're extremely family friendly. If you want people bleeding all the time, then
they are more TV-14 than they are PG-13.
I feel like they've done a good job changing it up to a certain extent. They swear, they like they have
PG
violence.
like they were in 2010, 11.
Yeah, no, it's gotten less truly family friendly, and I feel like they've gotten away from families altogether, as we know, which isn't great. Yeah, they're pricing out so that only rich influencers can afford it.
Well, TKO said the Vince made it affordable for people. Ugh.
Yeah.
How could you?
Ew. Filthy
That's literally what
pores.
those fucking retards said. Those fucking dumb fucks at TKO. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Oh, yeah.
So fucking greedy and retarded they are.
How dare you? We don't want the pores to come. That's truth. They don't like us, so they packed this thing full of commercials. And it wasn't just like, I feel like the commercial breaks each had 1 or 2 ads longer than their normal breaks. Usually, if I'm not on the VPN, I get about 6 ads. This one had 7 or 8 ads per break, and everything was Battlefield 6 up the wazoo. I did laugh at the Battlefield 6 commercial. You see the influencers come up, you know, Call of Duty style, and they get wiped out, and it's like, only in Battlefield. It was funny the first time. 19 times later in the same hour, I wanted to rip what's left out of my...
Everything okay?
I'm
We
out
don't
of
need
happy
to cut
pills.
the show again, do we? Like we did last night?
I passed out last night from
cut
that
the feed
fucking
because you fell in your
poisoned...
pie.
Yeah, well, I passed out in my pie. A little shithead, my daughter, is poisoned in pie for me. Well, I am going to go out and find her
Is your
and
car?
Puppet Jake. Car's still going, too. So, breaking the fourth wall here, I have my mother-in-law's birthday today, so we're leaving shortly to do that. And I'm going to find Danny and whoop her ass. And we'll get there. Yeah, 8 ads in a row. DJ and I said, terrible.
I have a conspiracy. I've been told people want me fired from this show. Like, there's a certain individual wanting me fired.
No.
You and your YouTube stream didn't get to start up. Your car's gone.
You might be onto
Maybe
something.
Liz with a Z, not Liv. Liz.
Oh, I don't want to point out any names, any accusations. I mean,
we'll find that out tonight, though.
Yeah,
we'll find
see.
it all out tonight.
We'll find out. We're gonna have to investigate. I don't think that's the case, but I'm gonna look into it. I know I hit go live, and then it wasn't. JakeBot's been hacked too. Like, this has all gone to hell. So I'm just really upset that I can't find Puppet Jake anywhere. I have been looking for him since his debut. He went on one hell of a bender, and hopefully he's okay and we can find him. Just nobody. We miss you. Granted,
okay?
good match from Dom. We're gonna get through.
Wow, you got over it fast.
I got over it real quick. Fuck that little puppet piece of shit. So,
well, what did he do?
Well, he leaves drugs and fucking paraphernalia and a hooker
Ben
and
didn't
drug
get into
residue.
them, did he?
No, like I said, Ben's resting forever. Then they had several matches tonight that would have been great to advertise. The main event triple threat.
Speaking about Ben, the nursing home's calling and asking, will he be back by 2 p.m. today?
Well, they already claimed the body, so I think they know.
Do they?
Yeah, they know.
What nursing home did you call?
I wouldn't answer the phone for a little bit. Just
to turn it off?
Yeah.
Okay.
Act like they're bill collectors, just not body collectors. They didn't advertise Rhea friggin' Ripley in Australia taking on Kairi Sane. I don't know why they couldn't have adadvertised that beforehand. That not like anything gives away the match. They didn't advertise a triple threat main event. They didn't advertise anything really. So
these are matches that you would advertise to get people that would have gotten people to tune into the damn show.
Yeah, especially early this morning. Damn good
or
match.
Buy extra tickets like with Rhea, for example, because you're in Australia.
Exactly. I mean, I think they were sold out, but still, enjoyable first match. Good back and forth.
What was the
Penta never stood a chance. You knew that
arena they were in. It looked quite big.
I think today was set up for 14,000. I think it was 13,737. So full sellout again today. They said they did over 40,000 for the last few days, doing like 14,000 a pop. So incredible.
It was all in the same arena, though, right?
Yes, and I did like the gem setup and lights. That was cool. They had a ton of pyro added. Opening match was good. Like I said, foregone conclusion. Penta never stood a chance, but fun. Second match, Rhea and Kairi. It was a good match, but it was destroyed by 2 commercial breaks. Really took away like 7 minutes of this bout. And it all came down to Rhea just destroying Kyrie. She puts her in the electric chair and hits her face first on the mat. Asuka tries to distract her, but Io Sky takes her out. And that's when Ripley hits the Riptide and finally gets the win. Solid 15-minute match. I mean, the Penta match, too, went for a while. It was almost 16 minutes. I genuinely wish...
that was good.
I mean, that's like 32 minutes for these two matches. Why couldn't they make the matches over Crown Jewel longer? But these, Stephanie and Tiffany was like, what, 8 minutes? Stuart, you guys got to see the whole thing? That's great, at least. We had Bronson Reed and Jimmy Uso. This was all about really building to the story of the Usos splitting, Roman not being there, and the Vision being a cleared unit. So, 8-minute match. It was what it was. It gets hit with a tsunami. And then afterwards, Braun Breaker's there to congratulate him. And that's when Jay comes out, clears the ring. He's selling his injuries, but they're bickering. And it was a good showing from Jimmy. He's got a lot of heart. He's trying to survive. He's still lost, but, he's injured from everything. And Bronson Reed just looks like a total badass. He's ruthless. He's a monster. He's destructive. Now they're winning? Okay, let's go with it. We had, as you mentioned earlier, we'll get into your point, but Bailey and Lyra taking on Raquel and Roxanne. I am not crazy about Crazy Bailey. I want to like it. No. I just hear some.
I heard a few ambulances just went by my house. That Ben in there?
No, that was days ago. He'd probably be really stiff by now.
Who's in there then?
Let's check tonight. Might be somebody that messed with our internet.
Wow.
Bird Lady Lyra gets her entrance during commercial. Bailey's crazy. The heels come out. They're on commercial break too, and it was pretty much you got one fallaway slam. And then Roxanne Perez gets back in the ring, pins Bailey for a 2 count, and they go back to commercial. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not being hyperbolic, not being vitriolic. Like, this was horrific. If this is what it means to be down under, let's not do it again. Sorry, Stuart, but they went down under and stuffed us full of ads. This got even more intrusive than it normally is. I don't know if it's just because it's so bright and early and we're maybe more tired or more alert and more attentive to it, but Bailey goes nuts. She gets slapped by Lyra to kind of snap out of it, and that's when she starts laughing maniacally, and she ran and does a suicide dive, and she basically runs Raquel into the ring post and then takes her out, and Bailey takes Roxy in. We need to go to a
commercial ourselves.
I know. She throws her in.
Our sponsor.
And Bailey follows up with a rose plant, gets the win. After the match, she's hugging Lyra, and I think they kind of started to see what makes Bailey snap. They got what makes her tick. Lyra knew what to do to engage crazy as a superpower. Smack that bitch up! It worked. And yes, indeed, use code XSPLIT to get 20% off XSplit Premium by using code BANANA. Sorry, not code XSplit. Use code BANANA on XSplit. See? Like I said, bright and early, too tired. And again, thank you to Unidark and the Big Bad Wolf on Twitter/X. Check them both out in the description box, as well as all our friends down below. Hit those links up. Solid match. But really, it's about Roxanne and Stephanie. Stephanie is out on the stage, and she's having a little bit of a back and forth. Roxanne cuts her off, and she's like, hey, you already lost this match. I want nothing to do with you. And Roxanne's like, oh, don't you worry. I'm going to kick your ass. This makes sense for them to have a feud. One, they feuded in NXT, so it's a continuation of that. 2, they managed to go ahead and tell a bigger story, which is Liv. She should be coming back in the next few months' time. So you want to start slowly building to that eventually.
So is your prediction now Survivor Series or Rumble?
Rumble still. I still think it's Rumble still. I don't see this being a long-term thing, but I think that her and Roxanne will eventually feud. She'll probably lose, but I don't think she's going to get the belt yet. As much as I see Liv...
Do you think she's winning the Rumble, though?
Yes, I think Liv is still winning the Rumble, but I'm not so sure that Roxanne would get the belt. I genuinely think... I agree with you that Roxanne and Liv... would be the better story feud. Raquel makes more sense because Raquel was the one that was with her and did more of the betraying, but Roxanne was the replacement. I just don't see either one of them taking the title, even though storyline-wise, that would be the better match for Liv to go against at like a Mania or something. Like, hey, I got to go against Judgment Day. They took my spot, and because they haven't kicked her out or anything, she's just injured. She's still there. There's not a full betrayal yet. She's just been replaced without being replaced.
But if she comes back, if the betrayal didn't happen, she's gonna still be with them.
She'll be with them initially, and then it's going to be a quick fallout. Liv will be a face, and then I think she's going on to win the Rumble. And then,
I could see that.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking that Raquel or Roxanne would, storyline wise, this is no knock on Stephanie.
No.
Stephanie is great. Like, again, I hope people don't take it that way, but I'm just saying what makes sense in storyline purposes. If Liv is winning the Rumble, I think Raquel makes
taking the belt from Judgment Day is obviously where you'd want to go. Yeah. Oh, and the total was 40,503 people in attendance for SmackDown, Crown Jewel, and Raw. So they broke some records there in Australia.
Money they made off it, then do some budget cuts.
Record-breaking gates, that's for sure. And speaking of record-breaking, I do got to get the hell out of here. So we had CM Punk, Jey Uso, LA Knight in a triple threat, as we mentioned earlier. Decent match. There was no bad match on Raw. I will say that from top to bottom. Each match was entertaining, well wrestled, and competent. There was nothing amazing, but there was nothing bad by any means. The Dom and Penta match was possibly match of the night. That really stood out, or match of the morning. I still got my cup of joe. The coffee's not helping with my terrible attentiveness, though. I'm more disappointed with I'm disappointed with the ending because it just feels undeserved. Having Seth get turned on doesn't feel right. I want to see him fully turned on.
Who?
Everybody.
Wow.
And the big bad wolf. No, I want to see him go ahead and eventually get betrayed. Not just hearing him chanted, Seth's a wanker, Seth's a wanker. They go ahead here, and it's about to end. Breaker turns. He spears Rollins.
Is that their thing there?
Yeah.
Everyone's just a wanker?
Just
because
a wanker.
I saw Grayson and Rhea do a little thing or whatever, media there, and they had to give people who are wankers, and they said John Cena and Liv are.
Yeah, everybody under the sun.
Everyone.
And that's what they go with.
Who else was a wanker? Someone else was a wanker, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't Seth. They called someone else one too. I forgot.
I forget. It's like I said, everybody. They really overstated that Punk was going to win too. I'm a wanker to Australia, right, Stuart?
Am I?
I don't know, but I'm turned on too. Bricked up over here. I don't know. Rollins walks out of the main event. He's confident, and now he's going to face Punk. Maybe Punk winning kind of knocks him off that mountain that he said he was on. I'm on cloud 9. He's all great and I'm Seth fucking Rollins and this is my song that just makes people chant. I don't want to see him as a face. I don't think the vision should have been broken up yet. It doesn't make sense.
I think it could be a ruse, but
I hope not, because that's even more ridiculous to have that kind of why.
If you see that on social media right now, that's what people are saying.
And that's what the problem with him doing the knee injury fake out was. Now, anytime any angle happens, people are going to be like, "Oh, I don't believe it," and they did that to themselves.
How are we ever supposed to believe when the real deal actually happened?
if I came to your house right now and hit you in the head with a shovel, right? And fired you from the show, I was like, you and me, we're done. And then 2 weeks from now, I was like, I got you. Everybody didn't expect that coming. We're still working together.
Well, that's what happened.
Meanwhile, you're only able to eat applesauce because of the concussion and the bruised eye and the big lump on your head that still bleeds nightly. Like, you're going to have all that damage.
You're describing things that happen.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I shaped you into a good co-host. But it's like, what are you going to do? Like, this is what needs to be. Make it happen. Make it make sense. Make it work.
Sorry, but you did. I don't know why you did that. You still never explained your actions.
Training. I needed to train you to be, proper. And we're getting there. You only need a few more lessons. Just like Hassan shocking his dog. Just a few. Just like Hassan allegedly shocking his dog. Just like I shock mine. We may or may not seen some.
There it was.
There it was.
You weren't talking about Milo, huh?
No, we don't shock Milo. Just you. Milo's so cute. It's shocking.
Dog?
Less than. You're my dog, but not my dog. Overall, a good wrestled show. Big angle will make it memorable for fans, but it feels like rinse, repeat. The Vision opens and closes yet again. And then going and having Seth be turned on really is just picking him off that mountaintop. It's killing me. It's killing me. It's just they've put everything for 6 months on the Vision. Open, close, Raw starts, Raw ends, Raw starts, Raw ends, and they kill it. And now no one can 100% believe it because of their booking that they've let in with. So I want to give Raw maybe a 6 because the wrestling was good. It's just the show, the storylines are less than thrilling. And I'd say watch NXT. I appreciate that they're trying
to give storylines, but there's a thing of like giving storylines and them not making sense. Like,
Bailey's
the Jay and Jimmy
crazy.
One, like, makes I think the most sense. Like, I get
it did, and then what they did today was a little bit ass backwards again by having Jay
because they had them switch roles.
Randomly, and now Jimmy
because
wants
they
to defend
did this last
Roman.
time too in like 2020, 2021, 2022. Jimmy was the one that disliked him, like, and then they switched it to where Jay didn't like him and Jimmy was fine with it, and I think they're doing that again or whatever.
Yeah, they're chanting for us to kiss out in Perth. I mean, we even heard them, just you and me. They were trashing on, Saudi left and right. Great to hear that.
Just can't do it with everybody. We talked about.
That's right, and they still want Mania. But until tonight, where we go live for the UCR
they still
podcast.
Deserve Mania
more than I don't know about more than the UK or England and in that area, but
UK deserves it the most. But like, here's my thing: as a country, like the government doesn't deserve it, but the people there shouldn't be punished for it. So like,
that's the only silver lining to that whole deal and arrangement. Cody, let these beautiful people know where they can find you before we're live for the UCR podcast tonight, my friend.
Yes, ma'am. You can find me over on my Twitter or X at Judgment Day Era. You can find me over on my YouTube, which I'll be posting gaming content soon. I promise you, you'll get some GTA 5, some Mario 64, No Mercy, classic throwback games.
All of it.
Promise.
Hell yeah.
All of it.
All
you
of
can find
it.
me over on my Instagram. Paid, right?
Exactly. Getting that money out there. 316.
316. Cody Onidi. 316.
That's right.
Underscore.
Throw those in there.
Can't forget the underscore.
That's right.
Let me restart the Instagram thing. I'm tired.
That's
Cody
right.
underscore Onidi underscore 316. He woke me up early. I apologize for fucking stuttering like all hell, but
hey, we're making it work. I got to get the hell out of here. I'm on my way out to go and see my mother-in-law for her birthday, and then I'm going to physical therapy, and then we'll be live for the UCR podcast tonight. We are wankers. You guys are amazing. Thank you all for being here. Check out all the friends of the show in the description box down below. Thank you to XSplit. Thank you to Unidark. Thank you to Liz and to
Go
Cody.
follow Liz on Twitch.
That's right. Thank you to Spaz Phoenix, and check out him and I on the State of Wrestling. Check me out on Twitter/X at Countdown Ended, on Instagram at Countdown Ended. Check us out on TikTok. It's Jake.Countdown Ended. We are on Spotify, hashtag Into Somewhere. We will see you tonight with the podcast. Until then, I hope you all have a great one. Stay sexy.
In the somewhere where we break it down.